I'm Cecil Duffett. I'm 86 years of age, and I've been a Lutheran all my life, starting way back. I was a little kid living with my grandmother in Vickery, Ohio. Well, I had a very disturbing life. My mother died when I was 2 years old. I can't remember my mom being alive, but I remember my mom being in a casket. My dad was in construction work and traveling all over, and so therefore I had to go live with my grandmother. When my mother died, we all split up. My brother went to live with an aunt, my sister went to live with another aunt, and I went to live with my grandmother. My grandmother was just a wonderful person, my mother's mother, and she had 7 or 8 children of her own. And my grandfather didn't want me to live there and told me so, but my grandmother said, "You will live with me." And I'm so happy that she was insistent. Well, I was very fortunate that my grandmother was a very forceful person about getting me into the church on Sunday. She was very forceful on that. She made sure she called her daughter to pick us up, to take us to Sunday school and to church. She was very forceful on that. And as I got older, then it became very apparent to me there's something else I needed in my life. And I look forward to doing that on Sunday morning. After my grandmother died, I came to Youngstown, and my official greeting from my dad was, "What are you doing here?" And I never will forget that, and I thought it was a very rude awakening from him. And quite frankly, I lived with him 3 years, all during this was my sophomore, junior, and senior year in high school. I always felt that I could always go to my pastor and talk to him. In fact, they came to me, knowing my situation. They would come to me and talk, "How you doing?" And I always felt free to go to them, which I did. And it certainly helped me in my younger years of life. Well, knowing Jesus Christ, I was very fortunate, means everything to me. And I credit that. I really credit that to my grandmother. Well, I would think that all the hardships that I've gone through, it was my faith that made me take another step in the right direction, that increased my faith and my response to that. Because religion has always been a part of my life. And it goes all the way back, and I thank my grandmother for doing that to me. Because she wouldn't let anything, other discussion take place unless it was about going to church on Sunday. I have 3 boys, Robert, Raymond, and Richard. Well, I'm very fortunate that they come to church. I like to think that they came to church because I influenced them, and I think I have. We all sit together when we all come to church, and that's not by that's by design. They couldn't sit anywhere else except with me. But no, I just think it's great that we come to church together. We have Raymond's kids. They come to church with us, and we try to incorporate them. And one thing we do to get them to come to church is to make sure we take them to breakfast afterwards. And they love that. So we try to incorporate certainly their attendance in church, and then of course attendance at breakfast or lunch afterwards. I feel very good about it, that they're there with me. I kind of think, well, maybe they wouldn't be here if it weren't for me, although I know better than that, but I like that.